So today we're going to answer some collaborative discussion questions. Does anyone know what it means when I say collaborative? What does it mean when I say collaborative? Marissa, it's the book we did yesterday. That would be the Inventor Secret one. What does collaborative mean? Anyone here? Collaborative? Yes, Miss Maya. Mia. What's your name? Mia. Yeah, Miss Mia answered it for us. It means working together. All right, those of you at home, I just started sharing my screen. Can you see? Are you still seeing me or are you seeing my fun screen? All right, now I think it's working.
Phone screen.
Okay, hold on. Eventually a Google Doc should come up. Can you see my Google Doc? Anyone? Going once, going twice? Someone answer me.
No, not really. Not really. No, not really.
Answer.
No, not really. No, not really.
Are you seeing a Google Doc? Hey, I see like 3 of you guys, 5 of you guys that are not where you need to be. You need to be on the story, okay? It's called The Inventor's Secret. It's what we did yesterday. If you didn't do it yesterday, that's a problem. Those of you at home, are you seeing my Google Doc screen? Yes or no? Someone answer me, please. I can't move on until I know if you see it or not.
Yeah, we see it. Yeah,
In your head, I can't really tell what you're doing. Like, type it in or unmute yourself. Let me know, because right now I can't do anything until I know what you're seeing.
Yeah, I can see it.
Someone type it in the chat. Can you see it or no? Okay, Bryden says yes. Bryden, you can see a Google Doc, correct? I'm presenting a Google Doc. Someone just unmute themselves and answer, please.
No, I'm not.
All right, I'm just going to continue. I'm not really sure what you guys are seeing, so I'm just going to continue on. Someone said yes, they see it. Someone said no, they don't. There should be a Google Doc being presented currently. It has a few questions on it. It literally says collaborative discussion questions. So, all right, I am going to continue on. Corgan, you need to, if you can't see anything, that's a problem. You need to find my screen. So the kids at home and you guys in class should be seeing the same thing. As I type on this Google Doc, it should hopefully be simultaneously joining in. Connor, you are not where you need to be. You also do not need headphones on. So radar is something that we are going to start being obsessed with. So hope you guys know that. Everyone repeat after me. Radar. Radar. Yes, I love radar. Radar stands for R, restate the question. A, answer in your own words. D, details and more details. E or A, add text evidence, and R stands for wrap it up. Technically, wrap in this form is WRAP, but you know, a little tricky there. We'll just pretend like it doesn't have that W. So this is how we are going to, every single time, answer a short answer question. You are going to use radar. So all the time, I'm going to be like, hey guys, you need to do radar. And then I'm going to say, hey guys, make sure you answer this question using radar. Then you're going to be like, Mrs. Kneifel, stop saying radar so much. But don't worry. I am going to just say radar all the time, all the time, all the time. And that's how we're going to start answering questions. So today we are going to answer some collaborative discussion questions over our story from yesterday. So our story yesterday was The Inventor's Secret. And it was, if you remember, about our lovely friends, Henry and Thomas, and, you know, all that yada, yada, yada. I really like this story personally. Can someone remind me what type of text it is? What type of text it is? What type of text is it, my friends? Someone type it into the chat, or there should be lots of hands up here if you did it. Everyone should know. Anyone? No? We don't know? Dylan has his hand up. Nope, that is not the question I asked. I said, what type of genre is this? Mr. Jaden has his hand up. Narrative nonfiction. Remember, it's a nonfiction story. It's telling us facts, but it's giving it to us in a story-like way, which Mrs. Kneifel absolutely loves. So our first question, oh, thank you, Isaac, for answering that. Our first question, you should be able to see right underneath the radar. Right now, I'm highlighting it. Hopefully, you're able to see that. Mark, it is sharing, apparently. I don't know how else to get it to you. It literally says it is sharing. It says I am presenting my screen. Who's talking up here, in here? Is someone speaking? Okay. It says that I'm sharing my screen. So hopefully it should be working. If not, we can just talk through it. And then at the end of this, I can share, I guess I could try to share the Google Doc with you under view only, potentially. But it says it's sharing, and I'm only hearing from you, Mark. No one else is making a comment. Oh, now you can see it? Okay. Well, I'm going to keep on talking. I'm just going to go with it. So anyways, our first question is, what words in action in text show how Thomas and Henry are alike? So before we even actually start answering the question, I want to know how we restate the question. And restating the question just means that if anyone walked up and couldn't actually see the question and only could see the answer, that they would know what we were talking about. So when you restate the question, basically you're taking the question and turning it into a statement. So I'm going to kind of lead the way for this one since it's our first time doing it, and then you guys can hopefully help me as we go through. So it says, what words in the text show how Thomas and Henry are alike? So if I was typing this, I'm going to tab in because it is a paragraph. Anytime we use radar, it's almost always going to be a full paragraph. I'm using a different font, so hopefully you can see it. And it says, what words and actions in the text show how Henry and Thomas are alike? If I was answering this, I would say, in the story, The Inventor's Secret, Thomas and Henry, oh, I spelled Thomas wrong. Thomas and Henry are very much alike. Period. Guess what? I just took my question and made it into a statement. Now, I need everyone looking back through their story to find some ways that Thomas and Henry are alike. I should see hand raised or typing it into the chat. How are Thomas and Henry alike throughout this story? I can think of about 3 things off the top of my head right now. How are Thomas and Henry alike? I'm going to give you guys 30 more seconds. And then we're going to type in that answer. How are they alike? All right, Mark and Isaac have both entered an answer. Yep. And if we can think about this, I would like these maybe to be chronologically ordered. We're going to try to do that which remember, chronologically order means this happened, then this happens, then this happens, then this happened. Paisley, that's a great answer. All right. Miss Mr. Dylan, if you're at home, I see you guys. I'm going to make sure to add yours in here. Dylan, can you start us off one way that they're alike? One way the story said they were alike is what? Okay, so that's only one person. You said he. I want to know how Henry and Thomas are alike. Alike means similar. Ooh, Avery, I like what you just had to say there. Mia, tell me. Yes, that's exactly what Avery just said. Avery and Mia said the same thing. One way the story said they were alike is they both got in lots of trouble. When did they get in lots of trouble? Adults, kids, when did they get in trouble? Everyone? When did they get in trouble? Did they get in trouble as an adult by their parents? No, they're getting in trouble when they're kids, when they're doing all these crazy experiments. So they got in trouble when they were young. They also were both very what? There's a specific word that we talked about yesterday. Connor, do you remember? Curious. Remember, they wanted to know how things worked. They were both very curious and wanted to know how things worked. So we already have two ways that they're alike. They got in lots of trouble when they were young, and they're both super curious. All right, I'm going to steal an answer from someone here because I'm going to add in two more things. They were both what? I know a lot of people have already said it on my chat, but both Thomas and Henry were what? What did they do for a living? Abby? They were both inventors. And they both never did what? At the end of the story, we kind of found out the secret. They both never, Rainier? Gave up. Okay, so now our first sentence restated the question. These four sentences are the answer in your own words, details and more details, added text evidence, but now we need to wrap it up. Wrap it up is important. It's saying I'm done with my answer. I don't want to be left hanging. I want to know it's done. So to end it, I would say those are ways that Thomas and Henry were alike. So that one question, we were able to get a full paragraph into. So what words and actions in the text show how Thomas and Henry are alike? In the story, Inventor Secrets, Thomas and Henry were very much alike. One way the story said they were alike is they both got in lots of trouble when they were young. They were also both very curious and wanted to know how things worked. Both Thomas and Henry were inventors, and they both never gave up. Those are the ways that Thomas and Henry were alike. If you were to answer this on a test for me, I would absolutely be obsessed with this answer. You answered all parts of the question, and you did it in a really great way, using radar. Responding to the question, adding details, and having wrap it up is so important. I'm going to drill that in your brain until you just do it automatically every single time you have a short answer question. So I don't know if I said this earlier, but these collaborative discussion questions we will almost always do together, or you'll do with like partners and stuff after we read stories. So today we're doing them all together because obviously you've never done it. So it's kind of me leading the way because I want you guys to know how to do the format. So we're going to move on to question number 2. How does the author reveal Henry's feelings about Thomas? So first we have to restate the question. How am I going to turn this question into a statement? I want everyone to take a few seconds and think about that. How am I going to turn this question into a statement? If you're at home, you can type it into the chat if you can think of a way. If you're here, raise your hand if you think of an answer. How can I turn this question into a statement? How does the author reveal Henry's feelings about Thomas? How does the author? Anyone have any ideas? How can I change this from a question to a statement? instead of how does the author do that, why don't we just say the author does it? Instead of having that how, we can just say the author actually does it. Does that make sense? So if I was doing this, or if you were doing this on your own, you could say the author reveals how Henry feels about Thomas. Where does he reveal it about? Where? In a, what did we read? In the what? In the yard? In the grass? On the telephone? In the Dylan? Book. In the book, yeah. The author reveals how Henry feels about Thomas in the story. And here, if you want, you can quote the story's name just to tell who's ever reading this, hey, guess what? I know what it's called. I'm using some, using my resources. So the author reveals how Henry feels about Thomas in the story's The Inventor's Secret. Now I want to know how the author does this. So this is when we're going to go back in the story and we're going to look. How does the author tell us how Henry feels about Thomas? So I'm going to start off one way. The author shows this is, and I want you at home to be typing out an answer. If you're here at school, I want you looking back and I want your hands up when you have an answer. What is one way that we know how Henry feels about Thomas? Does he hate him? Does he like him? How do we know that? How do we know how Henry feels about Thomas? How do we know? If you're at home, be typing it in, Mia. You don't have to say it in a nice, beautiful sentence. We'll put it in a sentence together. Just tell me what you want to say. Okay, how do we know that? How do we know he looks up to Thomas? Perfect. One way the author shows this is Henry is always wondering what Thomas's secret is. Perfect. So that is quoting from the story. What's his secret? What's his secret? How else do we know how he feels about Thomas? Besides, he's always wondering about how he's doing things. Sure. Go. Right. He kind of has a little bit of self-doubt when he's, in case you didn't hear me, he always has a little bit of self-doubt because he's like, oh my gosh, how is he doing that? Henry also seems okay, how about we know Henry looks up to Thomas because he always thinks his inventions are great. How about that? And there's one other way that we know for sure that what Thomas is, or what Henry's feeling about Thomas, it's on the kind of close to the end of the book. He hops on a something and goes somewhere to meet someone. Someone replay that for me. Tell me what I'm talking about. Dylan. Right. Henry also travels. How many miles did he travel? Anyone know how far he traveled on the train? My chat at home is being really quiet. If you have something to say, type it in the chat. How many miles? It's right in the book. No one should not know this answer. Look through the book.
600.
You should have a tab open. 600, yep. Henry also traveled 600 miles just to meet Thomas and talk to him. And now I want to wrap it up. So how can I end this? Does anyone have any good ideas on how I can end this? Someone besides Mia, because she's the only one that's answering me today. How could I end this? I just want to wrap it up so people know I'm done. So I have some lovely closure. That's what I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it closure. Beautiful closure. Someone at home, how should I close it up? So, how does the author reveal Henry's feelings about Thomas? The author reveals how Henry feels about Thomas in the story, The Inventor's Secret. One way the author shows this is Henry is saying, Henry is always, it's always important to read what you say before you turn it in, is always wondering what Thomas's secret is. We know Henry looks up to Thomas because he always thinks his inventions are great. Henry also traveled 600 miles just to meet Thomas and talk to him. Anyone know what they might say? If I don't want you to say it out loud, I just want you to type it in the chat. That's going to be easier, so you muted. Connor, I need you to stop doing that with your screen, please. How am I going to finish this off? Dylan.
You could probably say we know that Henry looks up to.
How about those reasons are, I'm going to use the whole end of yours, okay? So those reasons are how we know that Henry looks up to Thomas. Perfect. If you turned in an answer like this, I would be so impressed. You have all the parts you need. And I don't know if I already said this, but anytime you're using Radar, your answers are about a paragraph long. So you gave a ton of details, okay? And I can tell you from just what I've read from your guys' work so far, I know you guys definitely need work. Definitely need extra work on answering incomplete sentences, using capital letters and things like that. And it's so important to read what we say before we turn it in. We have a third question. Our third question is, explain what the author means in the sentence on page 32. He's known Thomas's secret all along. Everyone, go to page 32 right now, because that's where it says to be. First off, we need to restate this question. Explain what the author means, or we need to restate it, not explain it, sorry. Explain what the author means in his sentence on page 32. He's known Thomas's secret all along. So how can I restate this question? I want to restate my question. Restate my question. How can I tell people what my question's about if they can't actually see the question, Mia? This one is a little bit trickier, I must say. Dylan?
This is how we know that he's known that Thomas's secret.
So that would probably be an ending. That's a good ending, a good conclusion one, Dylan. So keep that in your mind. If I had to start this, I would explain what the author means in sentence 32. He's known Thomas's secret all along. I would probably start it off with, on page 32, the author says, he's known Thomas's secret all along. Exclamation mark, period. What the author means by this is blank. What does the author mean by this? What did we say yesterday? What does this mean? What the author means by this is what? What does the author actually mean? That he's known his secret all along. First off, what is the secret? Ariana, pick your head up. What is the secret, Jaden?
Never give up.
Yeah, the secret is to never give up. Remember, Thomas banged his hand on the table and he said, keep at it. So that's our secret. And why had Henry known that all along? Because the whole time, had he been giving up? No, he had kept at it the whole time. So what the author means by this is Henry had already been doing, had known the secret because he hadn't given up, correct? Henry was always keeping at it, right? Because keeping at it is the actual, keep at it is exactly what Thomas had said. So we just kind of quoted it there by saying Henry was always keeping at it. So perfect. This doesn't need to be as long as our other ones necessarily because we've already just answered the question. So now I need a conclusion sentence. So I have on page 32, the author says, he's known Thomas's secret all along. What their author means by this is Henry had already known the secret because he hadn't given up. Henry was always keeping at it. Dylan, can you say what you said earlier?
That's how we know that Henry would know Thomas's secret all along.
Right. That's how we know that Henry had known Thomas's secret all along. Woot! Woot! Perfect. Oh, I'm so sorry. By the way, I didn't realize I got some chats. There's blue paper on the bottom of your screen. Why is there blue paper on the bottom of the screen? I don't see any blue paper, Mark. I don't know what you're talking about. I see no blue paper. Isaac, you can't get in the Google Doc. I'm doing the Google Doc. All you're doing is reading it along with me. Mark, I don't know what you mean. All right. So we have officially answered 3 questions. Go us. If you gave me these answers, I would be super impressed and I'd be like A+ for you. So we have 2 more questions to answer today, but these ones are a little bit easier. They're just about the theme. First off, can someone tell me what theme is? Is blue, sheet paper. Mark, I literally don't know what you're trying to tell me. Nothing is blue anywhere on my screen anywhere.
I'm talking about, like, you know how the Google Doc symbol is blue? That's what I'm trying to tell him. Because I didn't know he meant to get on that specific Google Doc. I thought he meant to get on Google Docs website. That's what I meant.
Oh, so you're not talking to me then?
No, I was trying to, because I thought he was asking somebody how to get on Google Docs.
Oh,
so I was trying to tell
him. All right, never mind. Sorry, you keep going then, Mark. Anyways, does anyone know what theme is? If you know, type it in the chat. What is theme? Theme is something very important, and we're going to talk about it all the time. We only have about 10 more minutes, so we got to make sure to get through this. I want someone else to answer besides my 3 lovely people to keep on answering. So, Connor, Ariana, Logan, Rainier, Abby, I need one of you to answer. Well, you haven't answered enough, apparently. So, what is theme? Okay, Molly, what it's about. You're on the right track, but I want a little bit more besides just what it's about. Rainier? Not exactly. A theme is something super important. Jacqueline, I disagree. Amia, I haven't said your name at all. So I'm not sure why you're saying that, how your name is pronounced. All right. Abby?
The theme of the story is what the story is about.
Okay, so it's you're kind of on the right track with that. It is what the story's about, but it's something more specific than that. Connor?
Theme is like the title of something and how the background and the theme of
I'm going to let you know, if you're looking at my Google Doc, what theme is already typed up there. So someone read me what's next to the word theme. It says theme. What is the message of the story? What does the author want us to learn? So there's like a moral in all stories. The moral is what the author wants us to learn. The author wasn't just trying to tell us about the light bulb, okay? The author was trying to get us to learn something else. So that is what the moral of the story is, theme. What it is all about. What does the author want us to learn? So I'm going to restate our question. in the story, what is the story again? The
Your
inventor.
screen is blurry.
I don't know how to make it not blurry. It's not blurry on my screen. I don't know why it would be blurry on yours. Neither of my screens are blurry. It could be loading or buffering for you. So, in the story, The Inventor's Secret, the theme is, does anyone know what the theme is now that I've explained what theme is? Now that I've explained what theme is, what the author wants us to learn, what the takeaway is, Evan, if you have something to say, type it in the chat like I've already asked, please. Mia. Ooh, I like what Mia had to say. She said, in the story, The Inventor's Secret, the theme is that if you are trying to reach a goal, keep trying and keep at it. Remember in the story, the secret, exactly, Mark, it is the secret is the moral of the story, to keep at it. So how can we also say that? The author wanted us to learn, the author wanted to teach us about what? Starts with a P. Anyone? Right here? Yeah, perseverance. I spelled that wrong. All right, perfect. So, theme. What is the message of the story? What does the author wanted us to learn? The author wanted us to learn this. In the story, The Inventor's Secret, the theme is that if you are trying to reach a goal, keep trying and keep at it. The author wanted to teach us about perseverance. Woo! That's what the author wanted to teach us. That's it. You could end it right there. This isn't necessarily a huge short answer question like before. You could just say like how about we just end it with that is the theme of the story, comma, to keep at it. Perfect. Just keep on at it. Okay. Right on. Go us. So we have officially answered that question. And we are going to work on themes all the time. We're going to learn, like, this theme is kind of like really out there. There's not like a lot of deep thought into finding the theme. Like, it literally says keep at it. That's the theme of the entire story, perseverance. Some stories finding the theme might be a little bit more challenging, and we will figure that out as we go, but we'll be finding the theme all the time. Amia, I'm not going to say the code word if I'm not ready to say the code word, okay? That's for when I choose to say it. I'm not going to forget it. All right. We are almost out of time, but we had one more question, and it just says, what does the theme help you understand about inventors? So I'm going to say the theme helps us understand what about inventors? Mia? Oh, so great. That inventors never give up. That is what the theme is. And then the whole story was about inventors. So literally, the theme helps us understand that inventors give up. In the story, Thomas and Henry both did what? They used what? Lots of, Jaden?
Perseverance.
Yep, you use lots of perseverance. Inventing is it always easy? No, it's not always easy. So you have to do what? Keep at it. Perfect. Look at that. I love it. All right. So what does the theme help you understand about inventors? The theme helps us understand inventors never give up. In the story, Thomas and Henry both use lots of perseverance. Inventing is not always easy, so you have to keep at it. Woot! That would be a great way to end this story. So I'm going to let you know from now on, anytime you have short answers, I'm going to have, anytime you have a short answer or spot, I'm going to say, are you using radar? Are you restating the question? Are you wrapping it up? Do you have details and text evidence? I'm going to start saying that all the time. Get ready for it. Probably by Monday, I will post I'll post like a little thing like a materials document on your Google Classroom. That way you can find the radar thing, so you can find it whenever you need to find it. But your short answer questions from now on should be about a paragraph long all the time. Okay? So I see Mr. Bryden is trying to mediate for us. Thank you, Mr. Bryden. Make sure you are following our Google Meet rules. There shouldn't be pets. You shouldn't be on a phone. You should be in a quiet place with not lots of distractions. Okay, we are almost out of time. So thank you guys for joining on Monday and Tuesday. Everyone in the class, listen to this too. We are doing NWEA for reading on Monday and Tuesday. So there will be no live lessons on Monday and Tuesday. We'll just be doing NWEA. So it'll be the same thing as for what you did for Mrs. Jones. You'll get on the app and log in, and then I'll confirm you. So I'll have it open bright and early in the morning if you want to do it early. And then I'll confirm all throughout the day whenever people can be on it. But no live lessons Monday or Tuesday, okay? Okay. And then we'll pick up on Wednesday, and we will finish out our story, and then we'll have a quiz and stuff. So I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. The code is being typed into our chat, and I'm going to say, oh wait, my typing's going to go slow. Anyways, the code is Friday is fabulous. So make sure you type the code in somewhere. Friday is fabulous. I hope you guys have a great weekend. You do not have any reading homework besides reading for AR. It is always important to read for AR. I will post the recording of this soon. I apologize for the technical difficulties I had in the beginning. I'm sorry. It's craziness. Make sure you're typing in the code into Fridays, 8/21/2020. Have a great day, guys. Remember, no live lessons.
Bye.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Can you say the code word one more time?
Friday's fabulous.
Bye.
Bye. Friday's fabulous. Don't forget to put it. You guys can hop off. Leave my session. Goodbye.